All right, welcome to tonight's team call. I am super excited to talk with you girls about building belief and some steps that you can take within your daily routine to help you build that belief within yourself, not only to accomplish things in your personal life, but also to help you move forward and accomplish things in your business with Beachbody. So if you have questions or if there's something you are specifically struggling with, whether it has to do with this topic or not, please put it in the chat, and then I will go back once I'm done speaking on this topic and address those questions, or maybe a specific thing that you're struggling with. Or if something comes up as I'm talking, please bring that up as well, and I'll be more than happy to address. So much of what we do in everyday life, of what we do or what we don't do, has to do with the belief or the lack thereof that we have within ourselves, or the capability to accomplish those things. So it's so important for us to rein in and take a hold of our mindset so that we can empower ourselves to take the steps forward that are going to be needed. Because the reality is, when we're making changes in our routine, or we're changing the beliefs that we've built over time, or we're changing the habits that we've had our entire life, there's going to be points that you don't want to do it. There's going to be points that it's hard and that you have to push through. So making sure that we're working on this every single day is going to be vital to the success of you finding and creating your balance in life, your happiness, your joy, and being able to embrace life instead of just going through the motions and feeling like you're constantly failing forward. We want to embrace the steps forward and embrace the challenges, but we also want to be able to celebrate when we're making positive steps forward, right? So the first thing that I have 5 tips that I want to share with you. And the first tip is to surround yourself with people who will celebrate with you and who will catch you when you fall. You guys, we already as coaches have that amazing community in coaching, whether it's in the challenge group if you're a discount coach, or it's in the team itself, being present on these team calls, showing up and leaning into the team. You have people who are readily available to celebrate with you when you take a positive step forward, and to catch you when you're struggling. That's what we're all here for, is to be that supportive piece in your life, to be that community to support and uplift you. And I encourage you that if you feel like you're lacking that sense of community, it's probably because you're not leaning in, because you already have that with you, okay? But if we are only ever expecting people to come to us, then people get burnt out and they get tired of checking in on us all the time. We have to be an active piece of that community. We have to love and uplift and celebrate with others, and we have to catch them when they fall, right? We have to meet each other halfway to have that support with one another. So make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who are going to love and uplift you. And unfortunately, sometimes that means cutting some people loose in our lives. And sometimes it's family, sometimes it's friends that you've had for years. And it doesn't have to be a complete cutoff, but it's maybe you don't spend as much time with those people as you used to, or you're starting to find other things that are occupying your time when they ask you to do something, because you know it's not going to be something that fulfills you or serves you, okay? So we need to learn to surround ourselves with those who are serving us, and then that we can serve as well, that we can have value and have joy when we're with those people. So number 1 is to surround yourself with people who will celebrate with you and lift you up when you fall. Number 2 is to find a routine that works for you. If what you have been doing every single day is not serving you and it's not helping you to grow, you aren't seeing progress or movement forward for your goals, then we have to change that routine. And I can't tell you what works for me isn't going to work for all of you. I can tell you what my everyday routine is, but that doesn't mean that that's going to fit you and your family and what you have to accomplish every day. But what I do encourage you to start doing is to wake up earlier and to make that morning time, because waking up earlier, there's no excuses, right? There's nothing that's going to get in the way. If we're up before the kids can't be an excuse. If we're getting things done first thing in the morning, we're not going to put it off with, oh, I have to go to work. Oh, I have to do homework with the kids. Oh, I have to cook dinner. Oh, I have to do this. Because as moms, especially, there are so many things that can very quickly distract us, right? Whether you're a stay-at-home mom or a working mom, there's so many different things that need to be done all the time. So finding a routine that works for you, and if the routine that you have been doing is not working, then we have to start from scratch, or we have to make a minor adjustment so that way we are getting all the things done and being able to have very focused, intentional time to work on ourselves, but not constantly feel like we're attached to our phone, or that we have this huge to-do list that we have to constantly be checking in with, or feeling like a failure because those to-do things aren't getting checked off, right? So we have to start creating that time and that priority for ourselves. And so that kind of leads me into number 3, which is having a morning process. Making that time to start your day off right, to take control of your day before it takes control of you. When we wait until the very last second to wake up, and with our alarm after we've hit snooze 20 or 30 times, then we're like, crap, you got to get up, you got to hurry up, you're rushing around. And before you know it, like, that sets the tone for the entire day. Then you just kind of feel like you're flailing all over the place, right? And like, you just can't seem to catch up. You don't have a second to spare. But when we use like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we get ourselves up and we get moving, and maybe you start with 20 minutes earlier than usual, and then you build it to 30 minutes earlier, and then you build it to an hour. Like, you can do it in baby steps, you guys. It doesn't have to be like, oh, all of a sudden I'm waking up 2 hours earlier and feeling like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to do this. But at the same time, if you're like, oh my God, I don't know how to do this, guess what you're doing? You're already setting yourself up for failure, because you're already telling yourself that you're going to be tired. You're already telling yourself that it's going to be hard. You're already telling yourself that you're going to struggle throughout the day with energy because you're going to be tired when you wake up in the morning. So it all comes back to this. In Hal Elrod's book, The Miracle Morning, he says, like, give yourself affirmations as you're falling asleep. Say, I'm going to wake up with energy. I'm going to have a well-rested night. I'm going to wake up excited. And you will start to reprogram your brain to think that, instead of thinking, oh, I got to get up, my alarm's going off, and like pulling yourself out of bed. And that doesn't mean every morning you're going to like bounce out of bed, because the reality is we all do get tired because we are very busy. There are a lot of mornings I'm like flossing out of the bed. It's just like you melt onto the floor. But I do it because I want to start my morning off right. That time for me in the morning makes me a better mom. I'm not frantic. I'm not frustrated with the kids because we're like, hurry, hurry, hurry. I'm not snapping at them to hurry up and get ready because I'm frantically trying to finish up things and I don't want to have to chase after them, right? So making that time for me just makes me a better mom, as well as it makes me happier because I'm more centered and grounded. So finding that morning process of doing your personal development, reading or listening to audio, having a gratitude list where you're writing out 3 to 5 things every day that you're grateful for. And you guys, Mel Robbins speaks so much on small things. Don't say, I'm thankful for my house, I'm thankful for my family, because that's like a blanket answer. Find the small things. I'm thankful that my boys come in and snuggle with me in the mornings. I'm thankful for a good morning kiss. I'm thankful my husband gave me a kiss goodbye before he left for work. I'm thankful that I'm able to get up out of bed and walk down my stairs and get into my fridge and get whatever. I'm thankful I have a heated home. Be grateful for all the small shit you take for granted, because that's the stuff that makes your life move forward, right? It's not these giant leaps that make your life move forward. It's the little things every single day that we have to remember to embrace and be joyful for. So having your gratitude and visualizing, having, whether you want to call it meditation or just sitting quietly with your goals and visualizing the life that you are going after. What do you want? Those are the things that are going to make you show up for your goals. Not just saying it, oh, I would like to accomplish this. When you really start seeing yourself living that life, then you start to show up, and you subconsciously start to put the wheels into rotation to make that happen. Okay? We aren't always going to want to show up because you're tired or you're busy or life happens or whatever. But when we practice talking about it every single day, and we practice in our mind thinking about it every day, that gives us the why to show up for ourselves. Okay, so number 3 is to find a morning process that works for you. We have that Win the Morning in our group that I shared that's like a tracker, and that tells you that's exactly what it is. It's going over those things to take care of you first and to take care of this first. Number 4, the things that you are struggling with right now, and you can do this as I'm talking, or you can make some time after the call that you know you'll have some quiet time to make this list. I encourage you to think about all the things you tell yourself that you can't do. I can't be a successful coach. I can't stick with a workout program. I can't follow a meal plan. I can't lose 10 pounds. I can't, whatever. Like, what's the bullshit you're telling yourself? Because there's something, at least one thing, if not numerous. We all do it. We're all guilty of being our own worst critic. Yeah, you in your head, like right away, could probably think of 10 things. And it's sad, but it's true that we get in our own heads and we hold ourselves back. So what are the things that you're telling yourself that you can't do? And I want you to change the can't to I won't. Stop making the excuses, because it's not that you can't lose 10 pounds. It's I'm not, or I won't take the actions needed to lose the 10 pounds. It's not that you can't be a successful coach. I haven't yet shown up for my business that's going to help me move forward. Replace the can't with won't, you guys. There is absolutely nothing that you can't do. We're using that as an excuse to justify why we aren't showing up. And I don't say that to make you feel frustrated or down on yourself. It's to uplift you and to free you of the bullshit. So when you start saying I won't, then it's one of two things. It's either it really doesn't matter to you and it's maybe just a goal that you said because it sounded good, or maybe at one time it's what you wanted. But when we say we won't do something, we get real with ourselves. Is that something that you truly, truly want? Because if it is, you're going to go, shit, I don't want to say I won't do that because I want to achieve that. So then your brain starts thinking, okay, what do we need to do? What actions do we need to take to accomplish X, Y, and Z? And you will start to tell yourself, I will. I am excited to. So write down the things that you're struggling with and I can't, and then say I won't. Does it speak to you and it's something that you really want? Then let's figure it out. If it's not, take that shit off your list. Why keep bombarding yourself with something that really doesn't touch your heart and that you really don't want to show up for? Okay? So when it speaks to you and it's something you want to change, then you need to write an affirmation that is the opposite of that. So if it's I can't lose 10 pounds, I am excited to start taking the actions today to work towards losing the 10 pounds. I will follow a meal plan to help me lose 10 pounds. I will show up for my workout 4 to 5 days a week. Put a number on it. Like, start empowering the steps that you know that you have to take. Okay? So instead of I can't, say I won't, and then write an affirmation if it's something that you really want that empowers the steps that you have to take. So that was number 4. Number 5, our last tip is a book of wins. And this is not something that I have done before. It is actually something that I am going to start doing tonight. And I'm going to follow through doing it every day. And I love this because every night we have to write out what our wins were for the day. And this is going to be so powerful when we're having those bad days, or in a year from now when you feel like you're still maybe in the same place or you're not where you thought you would be, to go back and look at what you accomplished a year ago. Okay? To see the little steps. It is so freaking hard to recognize. It's why we take progression pictures, because it's so hard when you're in the trenches and you're in the middle of the transformation to even see what's happening. And it's so much more important to do this so that we see what the transformation is internally. How are we feeling? How has our vision changed? How has our mindset changed? How has our feeling towards life changed? Because we can't take a picture of that, right? With our transformation pictures, we can say, okay, day 1 versus day 21, bam, she lost 5 pounds and she looks great. But what was the transformation up here? Because I bet it was way more powerful than the physical transformation. So writing a book of wins, all the small things. I was able to unplug. This is something that I'm personally working on to be better at. And it's to completely unplug and put my phone away and be present with my kids. That I go in phases, and I will be 100% honest with that. I will do really, really good. And then as I'm pushing for a big goal, I find myself pulling and I'm like working. And guys, I love working, and I am an only child, and I love kind of having alone time, like that solitude of just like me in my head. And it's just kind of my happy place. It doesn't mean I don't love my family. It's just, I can just, my brain never stops. So something I'm working on is making sure that, like, Beckett and I have sat down and played a game that I don't look like my phone's not even by me, so that I can be 100% in that moment. And that's going to mean that my stories are going to back off a little bit with everyday life, and that's okay. So there's going to be some adjustments, but like that would be something I would put in my book of wins, is that we spent 45 minutes the other night playing family games at the kitchen table and I didn't touch my phone once. Like, that's a win. So allowing yourself to celebrate those small steps forward, and it's not going to be perfect every day, but finding those good things, because we all have struggles each day and there's challenges each day, and we go through seasons of life that are harder than others. So it's so important to embrace those good times. So writing a book of wins. And something else that I have heard in the past is asking yourself 3 questions that you could do right underneath your wins for the day. And it's, did I love today? Did I live today? And did I matter today? And start answering those 3 questions. Okay? So tip number 1 was surround yourself with those who will celebrate and love you and who will lift you up when you fall. Number 2 is to find a routine that works for you. If what you're currently doing is not working, then we need to make an adjustment. If you have not progressed or grown towards the goals that you've set for yourself, then we need to make an adjustment. Okay? We need to really prioritize where your time is. Number 3 is define that morning process. Do your personal development, have your gratitude list and your visualization of your goals and your dreams for your life first thing in the morning to set the tone for the day. Okay. Number 4 is the I can'ts, writing out your I can'ts, and then combating that with I won't. If it speaks to you, then write an affirmation that changes that I can't to I will, or I am excited to. And then number 5 is to write out your book of wins and answer 3 questions every night before you go to bed. It takes probably 3 minutes, right? Just put a little journal next to your bed, and before you go to bed at night, take 3 minutes for yourself and write it down. Your win of the day, if it's more than 1, awesome. But if you have 1, celebrate that 1. And then answer, did I love today? Did I live today? And did I matter today? Okay. So right now, we have the opportunity to change the trajectory of where we're going and to really create momentum towards our goals. Okay. No matter where you were a year ago, where you are right now, or where you thought you would be, right now, we all have the opportunity to create the change in our life that we desire. Okay. We all have a gift to share with others, and our mess is our message. There are women out there who are struggling with the same exact thing that you are right now, that probably don't have a friend, who don't have family, who don't have a community to love and uplift them and help them build belief back within themselves. And they need us. That's why we signed up to be coaches, right? Was to empower others to go from where we used to be and move towards a better version of ourselves. You guys, so many times as new coaches, we hold back, or we struggle with wording or how to have a conversation with people, and we worry about all the fluff instead of just doing. If I wouldn't have gotten over myself, because that's really what it is, we're worried about what they're going to think about us, right? If I wouldn't have gotten over myself, none of you would be here, for one, because y'all are a part of our team, right? So if I wouldn't have gotten over the fear of what others may say about me because I put myself out there, or what they say behind my back, or if they think that I have ill intentions, or that I have a hidden agenda because I am building a business on empowering women, whatever, like, peace. I have a client who is a single mom of 4, and in the hardest year of her life, she went through a divorce, she lost her father, and she still showed up for herself every single day and her 4 kids, and shed she's over 115 pounds now. Okay? Like, that's life-changing shit. And I don't say that to gloat about me, but it's because I showed up that her life is completely changed. That's amazing. And that's something I'm super freaking proud of. And you all have the opportunity to do the same thing for someone else, right? You have the opportunity to help somebody who is in a dark place and who is struggling, to just be a friend and put your hand out and say, look, girl, I don't know if this is for you or not, but I know that this community can love and uplift you because they've loved and uplifted me. And you have the opportunity to change someone else's life every single day. If we just get out of our own heads and get out of our own way and quit worrying about what everybody else is going to think. That takes practice, and it takes doing all these steps we just talked about to empower your mind. But do I really care that people think that I'm building a business? No, I don't care, because you know what? Do people question when doctors give them advice and they have a couple $100 bill? No. Do people question that gyms charge an obscene amount, and there are gyms who charge an obscene amount, and then you have to pay for a personal trainer, and then you'd have to pay extra for a meal plan, and then they provide pizza on Tuesdays because they want you to keep coming back? Come on, seriously? And you're worried about messaging somebody and inviting them into a challenge group where you know that the workout programs work if they do the work. No, if you purchase them and you don't do them, they're not going to work. But just like if you purchase a gym membership and never go to the gym, it's not going to work. That's not on you. The lack of success of your coaches or your clients is not on you. You're providing the tools, okay? As long as you show up and you provide the tools, you give them the support, and you build belief within them and help them build belief within themselves, you've done your job. So don't ever feel guilty about that. It's an opportunity to make a difference. And I'll tell you, like, if you want something to empower you, empower somebody else, because there aren't many things better than when you see someone else that you planted a seed of love and hope in blossom. That's one of the most empowering things in the world, is when you see somebody that just because you said, I believe in you, that easy, that they start to blossom and love themselves, or they start to take steps forward for themselves. It's incredible. And I get the blessing to watch all of you do it, because you're all incredible. And every single day, I'm so proud of seeing your stories. And when you celebrate yourselves in the group, and when I get to do coach shout outs because you guys are doing things for yourselves and you're taking steps for your goals, that's exciting. That's what this is about. It's not about the money. Okay. It's about changing people's lives and about the transformation. And I shared, kind of off tangent, but my really good friend Heather, I shared her post in our group that she shared while she was at New Leadership Conference, and she hit it dead on. We're in the transformation business, not the transaction business. And yes, there are Beachbody coaches who are in the transaction business, and they are looking for a sale, and they just keep going to the next person and just sell a challenge pack and keep going on. We can't stop that. Every single business in this world has that. That's not bad on Beachbody. It's not what they preach. It's not how they teach coaches. That's just how things are. But that's not what our team is. And I'm proud of that. Our team is 100% about helping others transform their lives. So I am very proud of that, and I'm proud of you girls and all that you do every single day. And whether or not you're focusing solely on yourself right now, that's a life change. Every single day that you show up for yourself, it's another step forward. So be proud of that. The other stuff will come, okay? But you got to keep working on you first. We are always first in this business. And then as we blossom, we can help others. So that is all I have for tonight. Do you have any questions? No? All right. I'm going to stop recording.